And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today, after a little bit of a break, trying to get some PvP in, just off stream, because it can be kind of tedious. I also had some stuff come up that prevented me from continuing MSQ. I figured let's continue MSQ. As I'm sure you can guess by the title, we will be doing Kozama'uka, which I believe is which is the helpful Hanu. If I may say, we spoke with everyone else. So if you like what you see at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. It's a small thing from each of you, but it helps the channels out tremendously. Thank you in advance. And with that said, okay, we're going to talk to the helpful Hanu. The quest to Myrokos will become unavailable once you have completed this quest series, beginning with the helpful Hanu to Kozama'uka. The helpful Hanu is waiting to answer your questions. So what is it you'd like to know? The route to Okhanu. We go south through the Arch of the Dawn, then follow the road which runs alongside the Kozama'uka River. Is that right? It is. Be warned, however, my brethren tell me the recent storm has rendered the path even muddier than usual. The footing is quite poor in some parts. Far worse was the destruction visited upon our homes, though. Houses were torn apart and several people injured, if not killed. Even our beloved festival is in danger of being called off this year. If you do still plan on going, I must urge you to proceed with caution. We'll be sure to watch our footing, thank you. Now I'm worried for the Hanu. It sounds like they were hit hard by that storm. Anyway, if we're bound for Kozama'uka, we should head over to the Arch. We'll be back to talk to you in good time, Master Merchant. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill as about of cheer. It's all been arranged. Unlimited tacos in exchange for a few days of my time. I'd be fooled to pass up that deal. Yeah, I wish I could have had a taco. I assume this is the hunt. Oh dear, it's going. The sun is setting? Okay. So much for the Arch of the Dawn. Okay. Well, it's still good framing, I suppose. The Hanu are friendly folk who should welcome us with open arms, assuming they are not too preoccupied with recent troubles, that is. Through this gate, and we'll be on our way south to Kozama'uka. I swear that gate gets bigger every time I see it, considering the size of Gulul Jaja, though I suppose it's better than having it be too small. I should have liked to observe, liked to observe the festival, but the Hanu are probably not in the mood to celebrate. Are we all ready to leave? Yep. Then onward to Kozama'uka. Open the way. But the way is open. Okay, well, stepping aside, I guess, matters.
Kozama'uka, the land of rainbow terraces. commands the gaze of all who visit without fail. The many-colored marvel. An endless torrent of water cascades over sheer cliffs to shape the wetlands below. To its relentless flow, all life must yield. Together with Wuklamat, we proceeded along the marshy trail, a road upon which the Dawn Servant and his comrades once traveled.
Look at those falls. Even from this distance, you can feel the weight of that water.
The Isle of Ham was impressive, but as you can see, Tulihiola does not want for natural wonders.
The ground is swampy, so watch your step. You wouldn't want to fall into a bog.
I won't. I told you I've been here before. Come on. Okanu isn't much farther.
I'd love to stand at the bottom of those huge waterfalls and bask in the majesty of it all. Pity they're so far away. Wetlands is an apt name. Much of the ground here is positively saturated. There's no stopping the third promise, is there? A good thing she has Ehrenfeld to keep her from getting lost. For all his grumbling, he's certainly there for her. Everyone should be so lucky to have such a loyal childhood friend. Right, let's get moving. If we continue along this road, we should find ourselves in the village before long. Yeah. That's better. Can at least take in the sights. Whoa. That's some of these mobs are a bit big. The water from those falls must flood the wetlands and flow into all these streams and rivers. Assuming we have the right idea, one of the Dawn Servant's electors should be here somewhere. So this is the Hanu village. One can tell at a glance how very different their culture is from the Vanus. Huh. Of course, it's nighttime, so I can't really see that much. Oh, stupid stupid distracting waterfalls. Did you trip and stumble? Everyone has arrived, and none the worse for wear, except for a certain third promise who slept in the mud despite my explicit warnings. Hey, I asked you not to say anything. Anyway, this is the Hanu village I was telling you about. Okanu. I agreed to serve as a guide, not a nursemaid. The festive people, Wuklamat wishes to seek out the Dawn Servant's elector. It's like our friend said, the people are in no mood for festivals. I can only assume they are still recovering from the damage wrought by the storm. Indeed. Well, let's do what we can to let's do what we came to do and find this elector. Ohokali. What now? It's a Hanu greeting. Surely you heard it the last time you were here. Well, I was busy enjoying the festival. Greetings to the third promise and to her entourage. I, Zanuhali, welcome you to Okhanu. As elder of my people, I shall also be fulfilling the duties of elector during the rite of succession. So our idea about the electors was correct. We just do as Papa said and retrace his path from the saga. I am ready. Give me the feat and test my worth. All in good time, all in good time. In fact, I came to let you know that we are not quite ready to begin. For the moment, please enjoy the hospitality of our village. Should we poke around a bit then? We might pick up some clues about the feat, prepare ourselves. That's surprisingly prudent of you. What, you think I'm being too cautious? No, I'm impressed is all. You admire and respect your father, who is prone to decisive action, so I expected you to rush in first and ask questions later, or never. I do look up to Papa, but you should know that he has a pragmatic side too. The head of reason is the thinker who takes time to consider all the possibilities. With the long naps he takes these days, though, the head of resolve is less restrained by his wisdom. I can't fault you for thinking that's all there is to him, but there is more to the Dawn Servant you've seen thus far. I should like to speak with the head of reason one day. Well, I'm sure you'll catch him awake soon enough. To return to the subject at hand, you wish to take a look around Okhanu then? Do some groundwork before the feat begins? Something like that. I mean, I could possibly pass this test with my eyes closed, but it'll keep us busy while we're waiting. Oh, hello, Autumn. What is it? Wuklamat has the right of it. As Elder Zanuhali is a resident of this village, learning more about it can only improve our chances in the feat. Might I suggest a division of forces? For instance, Erinville, Alize, and Trial could concentrate on the southern half of the settlement. Meanwhile, Wuklamat, Myrokos, and myself will handle this northern half. Sounds good to me. And sorry for that brief pause, but Autumn decided to walk right in front of my screen, so I had to look to one of my side screens, which has the dialogue up. You really know how to take a distractive... Oop, gemstone trader. Let's attune. We always attune first. Oh my. The gaping hole in the wall and missing portion of the roof are clearly the work of the storm's powerful winds. Repairs appear to be ongoing. This is even worse than I expected. You heard about the storm? I've never seen the likes of it before. With the supplies and help the Dawn Servants sent, we're making progress, repairing and building our homes. But while roofs and walls can be patched, there's so much else that was lost for good. What are we to do? A lot of houses are still damaged, and the Hanu I've spoken to are not their usual cheery selves. That storm broke more than wood and reeds. There must be something I can do to help them. I'm going to look around a bit more. Is this a fishing spot? Hang on, sorry. Getting distracted. Must fish. Okay. And you're back to this, a bundle of reed. Okay. The dry, shrunken bundles suggest the reeds were harvested some time ago. Yeah, I got this one. Some manner of boat. Woven from reeds, this boat-like vessel is reminiscent of a bird. The beak and feathered tail in particular stand out. This boat must be woven from the same reeds I've seen gathered into bundles here and there. The plants hold both practical and cultural significance to the Hanu, then. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you, Kyle. I'm told they're ready to receive us now. Come to the large building in the south of the village. On my way. We ought to hurry over too.
No sign of Zorolja, or that oversized lout.
How much easier it would be if Soralja were to fail here. But that isn't likely to happen.
Honored guests, I am Zanuhali, Elder of the Hanu. I am also an elector, charged with judging which among you is worthy of ascending the throne. Without further ado, let us talk of the feat.
Not so fast. Surely you couldn't begin without us.
You made it after all.
No need to fuss. There is no time limit for this challenge. Now, if you would allow me to proceed. It is here, in Okanu, where my people forged a bond with the Dawn Servant during our own chapter of the Tuli Yolal saga. In homage to those events, I have prepared for you the Feat of Reeds.
Reeds seem to be of great importance to the Hanu. I wonder what this feat entails.
We use reeds in every part of our lives, be it as food or weaving material. But look around the nearby paddies, and you will see that this season, our crops are failing. How fortunate, then, that my appointment to Elector coincided with this predicament. For surely, those who aspire to be Dawn Servant would find the matter of an ailing harvest a mere trifle to resolve.
Aye, well, it is indeed the duty of a ruler to address the people's woes.
Exactly, exactly. Do well in this, and you will earn my keystone.
Why bother mucking about in the mud when we can take the stone by force?
Oh, mercy me! You are a hot-headed fellow, Bakul Jaja. Some electors may enjoy going toe-to-toe with scrappers like you, but I refuse to entertain your base instincts. Arrangements have been made. Should you attempt to engage a feat giver in combat without their consent, word of your immediate disqualification will be sent to the palace. If you're still feeling feisty, then by all means, draw your weapon.
This contest is presided over by cowards. There's no sport in fighting you.
Then we can return to the business of earning my keystone. The Feat of Reeds is begun. Claimants, I wish you the best of luck.
The clever kitty crossed the seas to study foreign novelties. He might know tricks we don't. Tricks we can use.
What of Little Miss Mittens?
You know the answer to that. Compared to the first and second promise, she's a distant third. Not even in the running.
Then we see eye to eye on this, brother. being Bakul Jaja so long with me has rubbed off on you. These allies of hers, though, they might be a problem.
Damn it! I'm just as qualified to be here as they are. I'll show them.
Easy now. There's no time limit, remember? Let's keep calm and think things through.
Right. You're right. I won't win against that lumbering Vidrol by losing my head.
I have to admit that the use of the Vanu Vanu Beast Tribe music of Coming Home, I don't think I ever showed that on stream, but the use of it was particularly good in that moment. That was a good choice of music in that segment of the cutscene. I understand not wanting to fall behind, but rushing ahead risks playing into our opponent's hands. Let us not do anything reckless and think matters through. Not that I intend to gratify him with a response, but Bakul Jaja's provocations are hard to ignore. So the Hana Hanu also eat the reeds. Yet another way in which they differ from the Vanu. This kind of feat is tailor-made for a rational, educated scholar like Kona. The feat of reeds. Wukamata is eager to help resolve the Hanu Hanu's woes. I don't know the first thing about farming, but if there's a way to save the harvest and help the Hanu, then we're going to find it. I'll make Bakul Jaja eat his words. Understanding the nature of the problem will be the key to solving it. We need to examine the reeds themselves, then deduce the cause of their poor condition. Aaronville, will you take us to the fields where the reeds are grown? Of course, follow me. I see. They irrigate the fields by diverting water from the nearby river. 'Tis unlikely the reeds ever dry out. I see. They irrigate the fields by collect Alizé. And there I thought these feats would have us battling dire fiends or similar. Agriculture is a far thornier problem. I know she wants to do her best, but she should be careful not to make promises she cannot keep. Look at these fields. Why, this could be a painting. Of course you would say that, but it could, actually. You can all stand back. I'll get to the problem of this, get to the bottom of this problem in no time. Give me strength. Let's all scour the fields and help our bold leader identify anything unusual. Yeah. As Highly described, the reeds appear wilted and unhealthy. Let's check the water. The water contains no obvious contaminants and looks fresh and clear at a cursory glance. The soil in these paddies is, as one would expect, rich in color and suitably moist, not dry or flaky. Lethargic frog. The small frog catches your eye, strangely lackadaisical. It doesn't even bother to hop when it eventually scurries away. Huh. That's, interesting. Oh, a water strider. A bit sluggish though, more of a water shambler. Not to mess with the patties themselves, as far as I can tell. Any luck? Some, maybe. Clean enough, I'll call everyone together and we can share our discoveries. Well, what do we think? Any obvious problems? I agree. The water looks to be of good quality, as does the mud, in which the reeds have been planted. The frogs and insects are usually torpid, unusually torpid, I should say. This suggests the problem is affecting not only the reeds, but also the creatures which live among them. Could something invisible to the naked eye be polluting the waters? We would need an alchemist to know for certain. I'm an alchemist. I don't have much to add about the fields, but something else occurs to me. When you were describing how the creatures seemed lifeless, I couldn't help but be reminded of all the listless villagers. They've suffered a terrible tragedy, I know, but there is another reason for their flagging spirits, I believe. Go on. The festival. This is traditionally an occasion for celebration and renewal. So without it, the Hanu is struggling even more to recover. The last time I visited the village was in the middle of the festivities. You'll never see the Hanu more joyful and alive. It is an indispensable part of their culture, and its absence will only compound their woes. So I say we help them put on their festival. Give them a reason to cheer in these sad times. Who knows, maybe fixing one problem could lead us to the solution for the other. Stranger things have happened. I don't know about that. Right. I fail to see the relation between festivals and fields. Let's not be too hasty to dismiss the idea. Things which seem unrelated can later prove to be connected in surprising ways. True, and being bereft of ideas as we are, any proposal is worth entertaining. I suppose. Besides, this is Wuklamat's journey. It's only right that we follow her lead. Thanks, everyone. By the way, does anyone know where the festival float is? It's like a big boat woven from reeds that looks like a bird. In that big building to the north. Let's go and see it. There's much less debate when I'm traveling alone. Yeah, well, you're in a group now, Aaronville. Look at the size of that thing. I hope they don't expect me to help carry it. Well, it was built by Hanu for Hanu. I suppose it makes sense that they'd be carrying it. The handles gave me pause before, but now I understand their purpose. Yeah, it's like a Mikoshi. I've never been here during festival season, so this is all new to me, too. What a charming float. I wonder what bird was the inspiration for its design. Yes, this is the float I remember. Does it not appear somewhat damaged to you? We should take a closer look. Inspect the festival float. You may move the camera, as well as zoom in and out, target a section and examine it in more detail with the left mouse button. Missing an eye. I can tell that right here. Huh. Yep. Missing an eye. I think this is also damaged. Oh dear, one of the bird's eyes seems to be missing a gemstone. Yep. Damaged. Oh, that's definitely broken. How will they lift this great big vessel without all the carrying poles intact? On a pinch, I suppose you can manage. Ugh. Oh, I didn't see this from that angle. These tail feathers have seen better days. I swear the colors were a lot brighter the last time I saw them. Well, I think we can all agree this bird boat is in dire need of repairs. Now, how do we go about fixing it? What is going on here? Huh. We were admiring your festival float. 'Tis a shame it is in such a poor state, due to the recent storm, I gather. Yes, we had to leave it exposed while we ushered our people to safety. With the float in this condition, there can be no lifting of wings, no ihihana. Ihihana? That's what the festival was called. I want to help you hold it. Have you not seen our village? Homes are ruined. We're struggling to make repairs, and you want us to hold a harvest festival? I know how it sounds, but giving into misery never improved anyone's situation. A celebration of life and growth may help give you the strength to work through this tragedy. The role of festival leader is mine this year, and there's nothing I would like more than to lift everyone's spirits. But we don't even have enough materials to repair the float. We need a bokiza, however you pronounce that, for the missing eye, uyupo, wood for the poles, and feathers from the winds chosen to adorn the tail. 2 of these I know. Bokiza is a type of precious stone used in arcane equipment, and uyupo wood is essential for crafting ceremonial instruments. These chosen feathers, however, Autumn just decided walking somewhere where she shouldn't have been was suddenly a wise idea. The winds chosen is the victor of a competition in which the contestants see who can blow a feather the farthest using wind magics, and that's something of a problem right now. We Hanu are gifted at employing gifted at employing such airy sorceries, but expend a great deal of mana when doing so. We are soon exhausted by the effort, and having no reeds to eat will only make it harder. I think I understand. Your vibrant reeds grow quickly and vigorously, so much so that they stifle the development of nearby plants. They must be a potent source of energies you naturally lack. They are indeed. Owing to the poor harvest this year, we've been left enervated. And if we cannot gather the correct materials as dictated by custom, we cannot repair the festival float. Kind of a catch-22 there. They need the reeds to repair the float, but they can't have the reeds if they're too lackadaisical, too enervated, as they say. And so, but in order to not be enervated, they need the reeds, and yeah. But then again, if they don't actually solve their problems, they're not going to get anything done. Oddly enough, we may have just stumbled upon our solution. The ones chosen would, by necessity, have a natural gift for manipulating magical energies, which means any feathers taken from the victor should be high in ethereal conductivity. The float's construction also requires a stone used in arcane equipment, as well as timber favored for ceremonial tools. The demand for such specific materials must have been an underlying reason. The float might also function as an arcane device. I'd wager the float is actually a secret weapon for smiting Hanu's foes. Pray continue, Alphino. Precisely what I was thinking. This boat of reeds is in fact an arcane focus of some kind. A focus? For what? Oh, Ihihana is a harvest festival, isn't it? That must mean the float was made to encourage healthy crops. So if we repair the boat and hold the festival, its arcane powers might fix what's wrong with the reeds. We won't know until we try, but 'tis a sound theory. Celebration, prayer, ritual ceremonies, these have all been known to elicit miraculous effects. Wait. The float is a tool for magic? This is the first I'm hearing of it. In the beginning, it may well not have been. After a good harvest year, there would be no reason to change it. But when the harvest was poor, new adornments were likely added, and those who performed the labor may have imbued their work with ardent hopes for a brighter future. Through years of trial and error, the Hanu have refined their festival float into a focus for harvest prayers. Incredible. If you think about most festivals, harvest or otherwise, that's kind of how they work in real life. I know you're practically fainting from hunger, but reviving Ihihana really does sound like the solution to all your woes, and I promise we'll do everything in our power to help you. I'm still not convinced about this focus business, but I accept your aid nonetheless. I will introduce you to the shipwright who's been maintaining the float these last few years. He's replaced both the eyes and the poles before, so he should know where and how to procure what we need. Then allow Alize and I to acquire the feathers. We will encourage the people of Arcanu to gather and vie for the title of ones chosen by sharing with them our own reserves of mana. I'll go with you. I carry some alchemical brews that may afford the same effect. The three of us will visit the shipwright then. Not without me. I've worked hard to fix the float as best I can, and the responsibility is mine after all. I've not introduced myself, have I? My name is Linu Hanu. Nice to meet you, Linu Hanu, and certainly, let's all go together. We're making progress now. The solution to Alkanu's woes is as good as found. To find myself working alongside the third promise herself is unexpected, to say the least. Thanks to Wuklamat, we found ourselves a promising way forward. Experience and knowledge are valuable assets, but there is something to be said for following one's instinct. I wonder what manner of shipwright repairs reed-woven boats. A well-mannered shipwright. Linu Hanu wishes to take you to the shipwright. The shipwright's name is Wukevu. He's a Zabral who only moved to Kozama'uka a few years ago, but has since mastered our customs to an almost frightening degree. He's especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure you offer him a proper Hanu greeting. We wouldn't want to offend him right before asking a favor. A proper Hanu greeting? Oh, that one! Don't worry, I remember how it goes. Then we shouldn't have any problems. Let's head to Okbek Bay, to the east of here. Oh, it seems they have a place here where visitors can stay. Looks cozy. Look over there. Do you see that big winding staircase? Yep. This is Okbek Bay, the village of all. Those who drift into Kozama'uka from Tulu and elsewhere are welcome to live here alongside the Hanu. As for Wukevu, he lives and works in the House of Waters High. At the top of that large tree nearby, follow me, but I should warn you, the climb up the stairs can be challenging. And there's the ether current. I should mention that Wukevu isn't only a stickler for etiquette, he is also, well, you'll find out soon enough. Ohokali? We are hoping to enlist the man's aid, so it pays not to be rude in any case.
What do you want with me?
Right. The greeting. Ohokali!
Good. You've brought your manners with you. When in Ukanu, do as the Hanu do. For a country as diverse as ours, the preservation of harmony demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples who call it home.
Well, that explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
Ah, I appreciate an open mind. In fact, I get the sense we've met before. You're Wuklamat! Oh, what an unexpected honor for old Wukevu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted the third promise herself. There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette. Please, take up your axe and claim my impudent head!
I will not. Keep your head. I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it, alright?
Alright then, consider it forgotten.
Well, that was quick.
How prompt.
We're actually here about the Ihihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you work with Uyuipo wood and a certain kind of stone? Abokisha?
That I do. But while I would like nothing more than to offer my services, I just used the last I had of both those materials. My lumber in particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
We can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit.
Okay.
What's with your Hanu friend there?
I am festival leader this season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair. As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems. But that is indeed the true purpose of the lifting of wings. Your education is impressive, Third Promise.
Well, maybe a little.
She didn't really know it
Where
herself.
to procure Uyuipo. We can leave the Abokisha to your friends, I presume? Take yourself to Cave Kikitola, or thereabouts, and you should find the stones you need.
I've been there once or twice. I can guide you.
That should save us some time.
All right then, let's get moving.
Chosen one of your rivals is making progress.
Ihihana, you say? Should our first choice fail to deliver, it might be wise to let this play out. The third-rate promise is making herself useful after all.
A rather eccentric fellow, but I feel his heart is in the right place. If Kikitola is southwest of Okanu, we can return to the village first, then head there on foot. Yeah, you do that. I have an ether current to chase after first. There it is. Well, that's surprisingly closer to the paddy fields. East. An interesting location for an ether current. Ooh, alpaca keep. And granted, I've got the ether in it, but doesn't hurt to have a backup. I almost envy how effortlessly he can shift from one mood to its polar opposite. At least I presume he does so by choice. Southwest of here, was it? Let us be on our way. Look, you can see the falls at the back of the cave. These hollows must have been carved out by the constant deluge of water from above. Cave Kikitola, as promised, home to many deadly creatures. Venture inside if you feel confident, but I will conduct my own search out here. You can spot raw Ampakisha by its green-hued glimmer. Bring anything matching that description to me. I shall help scour the inside of the cave then. You take the west half, I'll take the east. Sorry, just to say I'll be out here. I am reluctant to send you into danger for sake of the float, but if you are willing... Yeah. Ether current. Shiny pebble catches your eye, but its coloring is gray rather than green. I could have sworn I walked by here and saw absolutely nothing. You find a chunk of stone glowing with a distinct shade of green. It seems like the exact kind of mineral Lena Hanu was looking for. Huh. Okay. Some of the cave's inhabitants took umbrage at my presence, but it was nothing a few switches of my brush couldn't handle. I picked over the ground near the entrance, but found nothing. Did you have better luck inside the cave? Yep. Well, Apokiwa, however you pronounce that. A green glowing rock, containing what appears to be, what we need. Yes, this is Apokisha, along with Kryle's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. The stones you brought shine very brightly. Thank you both. He would have been happy to know we were putting things right. Truth be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be festival leader for this year's Ihihana. But when that big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on in his stead. That was why you agreed to Wuklamat's request, despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurt to hear, but she was right. Though I must mourn, I cannot let my grief consume me. Her words made me realize that the path to my recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me, and I will walk it for myself and for my friend. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please rest assured that we've taken your plight to heart. I'm certain our companions are procuring the other materials as we speak. Everything will come together and the Hanu shall host a splendid, uplifting festival. That we shall. With that, let us return to deliver the Apokisha to Wukevu's waiting hand. Interesting. Why do we have a feeling that's up there? I say up because of the noticeable change in elevation. Yeah, I think I got all the ether currents at this stage. We've come too far to stop now. The lifting of wings must go on. We just got back ourselves. Did you find the stone we needed? Yep. I hope Clamat's foray was as productive as ours. Thanks to the third promise and her mighty swings, we've collected some suitable logs of Uyuipo, wood of the Apokeisha. Yep, there you go. Yes, these are excellent samples, a goodly quantity too. At this stage, you've likely surmised that the lifting of wings encourages the crops to grow, but not exactly how, eh? Well, you're in for a treat. If all goes to plan, the results should be spectacular. Now to get to work crafting these pieces for the float. I could use an assistant versed in the arcane arts to enhance the Uyuipo's conductivity. Kryl. Then I'd be delighted to help. Everyone else should head back to Alkanu. We'll join you at the float once the work here is complete. The final touches are fairly routine and shouldn't take long. Go ahead and wait by the float. I'm excited to see how Ihana turns out. As Bukeba said, the festival really is a spectacle to behold. Gathering up the Uyuipo was a trial in and of itself. Honestly, chopping wood isn't that hard. At least not in this game anyway. At first, Bukeba criticized everything I did. Then he suddenly yelled, "I've spoken ill of the third promise and must punish myself," and proceeded to slam his head into an Uyuipo tree. I told him not to worry about it again, and it was like snuffing out a candle. He's an odd one, that's for sure. At least we've seen to the poles and the new eye. Now we just have to wait for the feathers from the twins. The lifting of wings. Wukamat settles down to rest before the festival gets underway. We should get some rest before the excitement begins. Over there by the float, isn't that the third promise? Then the rumors are true. She's trying to complete the feat of reeds by reviving Ihana. The festival is a prayer for healthy crops, but does she honestly believe that will be enough to save our harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Akanu altogether. Maybe we asked too much of our young claimants. Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to count Kona out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds something about what needs to be done. Is that so? Perhaps I'll get to see another of his innovations firsthand. That sounds like our Kona. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think up a solution. Be that as it may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed, as soon as the others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feathers sailing from Malms. We had to turn ourselves, but it was more difficult than it looks. Poor Aaronville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing at his foot. I am a gleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we've brought the wood and the gemstone replacements crafted by Wukevu. All that's left is to attach them. Has it been decided who will ride the float? Papa was the guest of honor last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even lift the thing with his hulking weight atop it. The rider must be personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another in mind. Oh, who is it? Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings is only being held because of you and your companions, thus do I nominate you, Wuklamat, as our guest of honor. Huh? Me? This boat won't make me seasick, will it? I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I would be delighted to ride on your ride your float. Thank you, Wuklamat. I have rules for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession towards Kozama'uka, where the sacred likeness of Kiksa is ensconced. What I'd like you to do is clear the path of dangerous wildlife so that the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit still until Wukevu has finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist Wukevu with repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. That will lead you across the bridges to the stride of the sun. Then we shall see to clearing it to the end to end. With my lack of combat skills, I would only get underfoot. Happy hunting. I'll get to work. By the time you're done mashing the monsters, the float will be good as new. The Ihana procession often runs afoul of territorial creatures on the way to Kozama'uka. I would greatly appreciate you removing the threats in advance. The degree to which Whoever pursues his interests is remarkable. Apparently, his studies of the Kozama'uka region were so invigorating that he decided to move here and immerse himself in the culture. If the float functions as I think it does, I would not be surprised if it were attracting the creatures. The concentration of ether would be an irresistible lure. Weapons at the ready will make short work of this task. As Linuhanu said, Kozama'uka should be down this way, then off to the east. When the path branches, then something about the bridges and the stride of the sun. Anyway, let's split up and get to work. Once you've culled all the threats you can find, we'll meet up in front of FFXIV. Yeah. Here is hoping to do more of a rotation. Ooh, Kryl. I told you you don't need to watch over me anymore. I just wanted to say, impressive. I wasn't doubting you. There's Wuklamat. Kinda going the wrong way, but okay. That's one down. At this rate, we'll soon have the route to Kozama'uka secured. Now this is my kind of busy work. Yep. Oh, welcome. It's been some time since we had a visitor who isn't of the Hanu. If there's anything you wish to know about this place, I will share what I know. I'm not interested in just standing in front of the desk. Wait a minute, where have I seen this before? I could swear I've seen this visage before. Ah, you were a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of FFXIV, the Hanu deity of the harvest. Even their sacred images are woven with reeds. It reminds me of something I saw in Academia Anator. I was half expecting a flying whale. Oh my goodness. One of the ancients' creations. Is possible a vestigial memory of that time endured, a subconscious recollection from the inheriting soul provided the basis for an entirely new religion. I have no idea what that means. As far as I know, FFXIV was worshipped on another continent. This ancient faith was then brought to Toral by the first Hanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent, then mayhap the two do share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we get back to Linu Hanu? I want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right, and I need to ride on the float. I'll run ahead and tell him we're done here. Meanwhile, in Okanu.
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Cha-cha!
Everything into that blow.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us.
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you like.
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort sweating nuts.
Lucky for you. Eh? Ugh, two heads. I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope. Talk to us, Third Promise. You're not dying, are you?
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes! Yes, we are!
I'm glad we kept the float out of Bakul Jaja's clutches, but gods, he brushed me aside like I was a bothersome gnat. Given the nature of the rite of succession, I expect such altercations are inevitable. I'm thankful that we made it back before anyone was seriously injured. He waited for us to leave so he could steal the float. A coward and a thief. If I've learned one thing in my life, it's that poor manners often betray poor character. A tense encounter. I'm thankful Alphino thought to share those link pearls. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head, I may as well have not been there at all. Nonsense. You stood your ground and bought us the time we needed to make it back. You were incredibly brave. I was so afraid Wiklamat would come to harm. Elkanah has seen enough death. Knowing the Hanu, Wukeva wishes to spread word that the festival will soon be held. With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festivities, however, it would be a courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth, but do not forget your greetings. At this stage, I should hope the remainder is unnecessary. Okohali, see, I remember. With the chat mode in Say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter any phrase containing the words Ohokali to greet the Alkanu visitors. Don't tell me if you've forgotten the greeting. Fine, watch closely. Ohokali! Okay. Well, there could be other things that you could have said, but yeah. Without Ihana, life feels so empty. Ohokali! Thank you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival, but the repairs should be finished as soon as possible. What to do. At least he seemed interested. Or she, I don't know if we know the gender of that particular person. Dispirited Hanu, I think I remember you. Ohokali. The festival's about to begin. What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there. Cleaning up the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but the lifting of wings is tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. Ohokali. What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Ihana will soon be underway. They would have wanted us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the festival for those who no longer can. The Hanu were pleased to hear the festival was going ahead, I imagine. Yep. That is well. Once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Just so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning.
Hmm?
It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wuklamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her! Ready and...
I could get used to this.
Will empty bellies stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozama'uka!
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana. The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Kishaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon the land to replenish its vital currents.
Not bad.
It worked.
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
That was amazing! To think that such a thing was even possible!
Well, I got part of it. And looks like 3 patties worth, but there's still a little bit to go. Maybe if two sections were not filled. Huh. I wasn't sure what to expect, but the festival was admittedly impressive. Even deprived of their usual sustenance, the Hanu seemed invigorated the moment the festival began. Ihihana truly is magical. I told you, didn't I? Spectacular. I was too quick to dismiss the idea that the float had arcane properties. I think I wanted to believe that no one knew more about Ihihana than me. As it turns out, there are many things I have yet to learn. With their fields rejuvenated, the Hanu too might finally replenish their flagging reserves of ether. I'd like to take a turn riding float. What? It looked like fun, don't you? Don't you pretend the thought didn't cross your mind? It could have worked. Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry yourself over. My brethren have been swept up by the festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at carrying the poles on the way back to the village. Please feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. That you recognize the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication. What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper. We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater.
Kona!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
I wonder who they are.
Archon allies?
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wuklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
So this is what they look like.
Go on, set it in the tablet.
A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more.
And on to the next.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
A third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn Servant, of course.
Right. It's back to Tulihiola for now. Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
These are interesting times indeed.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
Where has Bokol Jaja gone, I wonder? And what did his follower mean by their other prospect? I'm curious as to who these Archons the second promise mentioned could possibly be. Probably Oriange and Thancred at a guess, given the teaser that we got about them getting an invite to go to Torgal. Two-headed troubles aside, Wickelmat completed the feat and earned a keystone. That's all that matters. While Kona seems a decent sort, he strikes me as a man who likes to keep others at a distance. My journey has just started and already I've met so many wonderful people. Wukevu, for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Linuhanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihihana and to have others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the course of this contest. Come on, let's head back to Jabalyevche. Okay, and now we have blue quests, presumably for ether currents. I won't read these out because my throat is starting to get a little sore. Ah, there's a second floor here. I was wondering where the person who was supposed to go see was. Got you fruit. This ripe, bluish fruit is said to be the favorite of FFXIV. Like, I think I'll just teleport. No, teleport for ease of movement. I pray we don't cross paths with Bakul Jaja at the next feat. I noticed Raja was not at the Hanu village. The Hanu's festival must be as central to their traditions as the sun drop dance is to the Vanu. When Wuklama declared her intention to save the festival, I feared where it would lead us. I am glad to see my concerns were unfounded. Oh, my belly, long has it been since I've feasted so well. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Urkopacha. Chances are good, we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Pelu friend has to say. And that got me to 91. Okay. It's coming up on my lunchtime and my stomach is trying to say eat food. With that in mind, I think I will call it quits here. This is a good moment. The next segment of this Let's Play, we will focus on Urkopacha, hopefully complete that. Maybe unlock the first dungeon. I feel like we're coming up on a dungeon at some point. If you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bells, and I shall see you anon, friends.